Hi there and welcome to the Early Bird, and here we're looking at the Dow Jones. There's a couple of important sort of basic elements that need sort of pointing out, and first of all, as you know, not many people know if the market's basically going up or down from these points. So really we just need to use the largest numbers around to help us understand when the resistance comes in and where the support comes in. So that's pretty much the bottom line at this particular point. Now, on the Dow Jones here, the 10,500, the 500 is a strong number. It's a big number, and a lot of people will be thinking of it. So we expect some sort of reaction around this number either way. And there's two basic things that can happen. It can basically touch on 10,500 and have a decent reaction to that, and perhaps push it back down to the 10,400, but more likely the 300. Now, this is also the same with our local market as well, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. But this 10,500 is either going to become support or resistance, and it's just going to take a little bit of time for that to show us. Now, the things that can normally sort of happen at a level like this here is that it'll do something. If I just draw a few lines on here, it will either hit it and drop back through here. Now, when it drops back through here, we need to look at the particular wave structure. Is this going to come back in 3 waves or 5 waves? Because if it comes down in 5 waves, then we'll see 3 waves back up, and then we'll see another 5 down, that much at least. Now, the other thing that can happen is that it can just push straight up through the level like that. Now, if that's going to be the case, normally the distance that it travels above the level is the distance that it will travel below the level. Now, in this particular case here, sure, the market can still fail and come all the way, continue all the way back down there, but it's likely to do something like that, and then push up and retest it at that point there. So this is what we'll be looking at here. A failure there would be of interest, and also taking that particular low out at this point here. So this is a possibility here. So the other one is that it swings back up through here and then starts finding this 10,500 as a support area, and the number becomes sticky, and it eventually sort of sticks to it. So if we start getting a corrective pattern across here, then we're definitely going further up, and that's what we'll be looking at there. So that's sort of pretty much it. We need to work out what's going to happen up here. So it will either finish here, because this particular structure that's coming up through here is an impulse wave, and we're looking at it being a C wave of an end of a rally. So once this is complete, we should start seeing it work to the downside. Now, Elliot's fine, it's all good, but in using the trading levels or using price, it can really sort of sort the wave structure out and give us something stronger to actually work with. So in times of iffiness, the levels can certainly come in and help stabilize our thoughts and what we should be doing and what we've been looking at. So we just need this to play out through here. Now, it's pretty much the same with our local market as well. So if we bring the SPY up here, now I'll just go into another chart here, a daily chart here. This is the XJO here, and this is at 4,500 through here. So as I mentioned before, 4,500 is the midpoint between 4,000 and 5,000. So that's really important. That's really central for us. So finding support on this level here. So it's moved up through here. It will probably come back up and come close to supply levels up here at 46, and then be sold off at that point and come back and retest the 45. But if we can expect, just generally sort of looking at it, looking for sort of 5 waves up like this, and then being sold off through here. If this is 3 waves coming back here, then we can look for another 5 going up. So as you can see, and this also may play across the 46 line, which I'll talk about in a minute, but the 4500 line is the important factor, but it needs to find support up there, not just to trade up above there like this one here where it trades up above it and drops back. It's the retest here that's important to us, and the same here as well, so it never holds up here. So but this came down further, this one came down like less than this one, so there is some strength there, and based off the general fundamental economy, it is strong, and so we need to look at support being here. But the wave count I've explained in the big picture. There's two larger wave counts that I've mapped out, and one that I'm talking about is basically sort of here. The trigger point for all of this would be the 4600 here. So this is either going to happen like this, and we can pick it up down at the 4500. Fine, okay. The other scenario within this is basically pushing up through here, and then having this this whole pattern thing here come like further up through here, and finding support up around the higher point here, and also this pushing further up here and finding it on here. Now that's the real trigger. So we'll either get it there or we'll get it here. It just depends how much the Dow reacts at 10,500. Now, in saying this, what we will be seeing here is we will be seeing the Dow Jones and this market playing with higher numbers and old highs where they could be sort of sold off. Gann would normally say that when you get triple tops like 1, 2, 3 here, it's normally the fourth time that the market will go through. So that's why I was sort of thinking of a reaction up at this stage, up at this number up here, and then this going back through here. So we would get that triple top coming in, and then the fourth time people sort of fall asleep and so forth, and then it goes through, the normal sort of thing that happens in psychological terms. So, but the interesting thing about all of this is that while these markets are up here, there's going to be our local stocks are not going to be caring about these particular patterns. They will just be moving to the upside. So I have listed some stocks for the long side. From Monday right through till Wednesday, things should be pretty buoyant. Same as sort of last week, from the Friday to the Wednesday, and the Thursday was the down day. So that's what we're kind of thinking of there. So look, all in all, we just really need this to play out through all this. While the Dow is pushing to the upside, the US dollar index, or the US dollar itself, will be pushing to the downside down to 81.80, finishing at 61.8 retracement level. And yeah, just on that note as well, the 46 here is also the 50% retracement level from this high here to this high here, the 50% at 46 here, and the 61.8 is up at the 47 there. So yeah, so the US dollar will be going down. Currencies will be sort of looking to the upside, the euro and the Australian dollar, which will also mean that gold will be won't be flicking around anywhere as such. So like I mentioned when it came to this midpoint here, that it's not going anywhere for a while, and that will still be the case while the Dow is just knocking out at 10,500 and the US dollar index is pulling back. So this will it won't be used as a hedge, basically. So that will sort of stay there. Silver will be drawn up to the 20, like we mentioned there, because it's the biggest number there. So that's pushing to the upside there. So that it's even though it's sort of going up, it will stick around this $20 here. It will act as a sticky number, so to speak. So yeah, and the same with the S&P 500 as well. We were looking at this corrective pattern in through here. We're looking at this little ABC here, thinking, well, that could be it here. We could move down from this point, move back to this point here, and then move down from here. But now we end up getting a bigger ABC, little ABC for here for the A, the B here, and the C up to 1,100 here. So we also need to let that unfold at this particular point as well. So there's going to be time spent here as well. As you can see in this particular trend through here, this is the beginning, the middle's in the middle here, and this will be the ending point coming in around here. So we'll see it stick to this number here. So we're not going to see a lot of movement. Now, over the weekend, over Monday, we've got some of the commodity futures, gold, I think, from memory, copper, nickel, those futures markets will be closed for the day. The indices futures markets, the E-minis, the S&P, the Dow futures, they'll be open. So those CFDs will be open. But the general stock market in the US won't be open. So the New York desk will be closed, which will, so BHP in the US and Citibank and so forth, some of the ones that we sort of follow a little bit, will be closed there. So they'll be a bit softer in our markets and the Asian markets, but that's not always the case, because with the US we can either either have no range at all and do absolutely nothing, or we can just take off and be free for the day. So that will be sort of interesting. The momentum is to the upside, so we'll be looking for that upside there. So we'll be looking for this 4,600 to be a resistance at this particular point here, with the S&P 500 as well on the little thing here. This at 1,100, that can be the top right there. Right, so we're just sort of splitting hairs here. I don't know if this is the 1, 2, 3, 4 little A, B, C here, another push up to the 110 there. So we just need to see that play out. That'll be the same for the Dow as well. So yeah, so that's pretty much it and how I see it. So Dow Jones 10,500, seeing some markets flicker around both sides of this while this is going on here and going on in our local market as well. Stocks that have upside potential will exercise that, and it's okay to stay long in there. So it's really just the indice traders that need to be careful, and the currency traders also need to understand that the US dollar index at 82, 81.80, we'll be finding at 61.8 retracement level there. So that won't be moving much. Gold won't be moving much, and also currencies won't be moving much as well. So the focus would be on stocks on the local market with momentum to the upside for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Alrighty, well, good morning and good luck.